Hello everyone and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing Garnet nails in celebration of January birthdays. These are my natural nails 2 weeks after we stripped off the fake ones. I'll leave a link for the video at the end of this one if you'd like to check it out. As you can see, it's very hard for me to keep natural nails. I'm always digging into things and they're pretty chipped up. So I'm just going to take my nail clipper and just start over again and trim off any tips of the nails. I'm going to try this year to grow my natural nails out as long as possible. So that's going to be my challenge. Now I'm going to take my cuticle pusher and push back my cuticles. I have a pretty good layer of dead skin that I am lifting up a little bit. As you can see, these white spots happening on my nail bed. Then I'm going to come in with my e-file and I'm going to gently push my cuticle with the e-file. If your e-file rolls off easily on your cuticle, then you just have to reverse the rotation and try again. And as you see here, I'm just pushing the cuticle, but because I have a good amount of dead skin just sitting on my nail bed, it's kind of getting hit by the e-file, so that's causing this white dust to appear. And I think my natural hand side is just getting this new awakening since it hasn't had just natural nails in a long time. But I'm just going to take my cuticle nippers now and I'm just going to get close to my skin as possible to gently remove the dead cuticle. And my cuticles haven't been too terrible, so I do end up having to trim with scissors sometimes if it's like too small of a bit, but I was able to get them with the nippers. Now I'm taking a medium buffer and just buffing lightly each nail to remove the shine. And I'm also going over my cuticle, the areas that had the dead cuticle on it, just to remove that and smooth everything out. So I'm going to be taking my foundation gel by Gelish, and after washing my hands, I'm just going to apply a thin layer. And this was a big debate for myself. I am going natural, but there's just no way I'm going to be able to maintain natural nails without a stronger base than regular polish base coat. So I decided to stick with the foundation gel and curing in between, and I'm hoping that this is stronger enough to keep my nails intact. As you saw in the beginning, my nails were chipped. I was opening cans with those hands and it just doesn't work out. I'm just terrible with my nails to begin with, again, which is why I've always liked putting on artificial nails. So after I give this last nail a cure, we're going to go in with a nail cleanser and clean off each nail to remove the sticky layer. I'm trying to switch in between some fingers there. If I used up the whole wipe, you don't want to contaminate your skin with any of that sticky residue. So now I'm going to take Sally Hansen's Rhapsody Red Miracle Gel, and this is a no lamp nail polish, and I'm just going to be applying a coat to my ring index and pinky fingers. And this nail polish went on very smooth, and the consistency was good. I only really need one coat, but I'm going to put two. So, but now I'm going to use my Born Pretty stamping nail polish. This is a gold color. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below. But I'm just going to put one coat of this on my middle finger and thumb finger as accents. And now I'm going back in and putting a second coat of that Rhapsody Red. So again, like, it covers very well. But I just wanted to make it a little bold because, believe it or not, I feel like even though there's good coverage, the first coat is, to me, a little lighter than putting on a second one. So I don't know if you can see it right now, but I'm taking this clear piece of tape and I'm taking the corner of it and I'm just going to place it down in the middle of this middle finger here, and it's going to makeshift my smile line for this tip that I'm going to create. It's my little hack. Not much of a hack, but you know, instead of putting two pieces of tape, you just use the corner of one. So I guess it's kind of a good hack. And I'm going to take my yellow stopper nail polish. I mean, I think you could use any kind of nail polish, but I'm just going to take this one. It's what I have, and I'm just going to dip my finger into this glitter. Born Pretty red glitter. I'll leave a link in the description box below. I'm just going to pat down to secure the glitters on the wet polish. This yellow stopper tends to dry fairly quickly, so you do have to work quickly with this. And now I'm just going to take my brush and brush off the excess. And as you can see, like, some areas didn't take because like I said, this nail polish dries fairly quickly, so you have to be quick to put it on and put on your glitters. I originally got it because I've seen videos of people using this and being able to use this glitter and rub it in as a hollow as it's supposed to be, but it didn't work out for me. So I'm just using this to stick it on as a sugar. So after I've done that, I'm just removing the tape, and it formed a crisp pointy tip. And I'm just going to do the same with my thumbnail, but this time I'm just going to put it on a bias and create like an asymmetrical tip with the red sugaring. So again, I'm just going to put on some yellow stopper, and then I'm going to try to rush to put this red glitter on there. And after I cover it a bit, I'm just going to go in with the makeup applicator and pat that down, make sure it's stuck to that nail polish. And go in, wipe off the excess with my brush. And we're going to do this again to ensure that every spot of this tip is covered with the red glitter. Then I'm going to gently peel back the tape and reveal the nice crisp line we've made. Now I'm going to take the yellow stopper again, and I have some gold flake pieces that I'm going to try to quickly adhere to the yellow stopper. Again, the polish dries quickly, but at the same time, it's just the surface. So I find that this gold flakes actually adhere to any sticky surface, but if you push it in on top of that with the yellow stopper, it'll definitely stick to it. So it's not 100% dry, but I'm just gonna randomly put these flakes in there, these little flakes. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. I'm just thinking of what I want to use and just putting it in my design and giving a little extra pat down there. Now moving on to my index finger, I took some chunkier gold flakes and I'm going to be placing those down. And this one's almost covering the whole nail. I'm just going to give it an extra pat down. Now I'm going to go in and take my gummy jelly. I thought about using nail glue or gosh, like rhinestone glue, decal glue, whatever. But I don't trust it. So yeah, I was planning on going natural, but this has the foundation gel and I'm putting on gummy jelly now with the shiny. And I feel better when I use that because I know these stones are just going to stay on there. And, with some of my designs lately, I'm not too upset if the stones fall off after a week and a half because I know I'm just going to change up the nail. But I feel like if I just didn't care so much with my natural hand side and used normal stone glue or decal glue instead of gummy jelly, then I would kind of be upset if they fell off right away. And I've used them in the past and that's happened, so I just said screw it. I'm just gonna use what I know works. So that's why I'm using the gummy jelly. But as in all my other birthstone videos, I'm taking my pinky nail and I'm gonna adorn it with all of the birthstone rhinestones. In this case is Garnet, and just covering it all, and it's reminding me a lot of Dorothy's ruby slippers, even though has a pink hue to it. Anyhow, I'm applying my gummy jelly and shiny to my middle finger, and I'm gonna make this design like a piece of jewelry. Um, Anytime I think of my birthstone videos, I try to envision what it would look like in a set of jewelry, and I'm thinking about pendant pieces. So I'm taking some of this gold circles, and I'll leave a link in the description box below. And I'm putting in the middle there the garnet rhinestones. So it looks like it was a stone setting and it was meant to be that way. And I'm just lining this tip area that we did. So even if like I use a corner of a piece of tape to create this tip, and if you do and it's not perfect, I'm just lining the edge anyway with this design, so the lines don't have to be super crisp when you do it. But we're just putting the gummy jelly and the shiny on the not on the entire nail, but everywhere that doesn't have the red glitter sugaring on it so that we can keep that color and texture untouched. I think it gives it a really cool look as opposed to just covering the whole thing with a shiny clear nail polish. And now I'm just growing this little pendant here and putting uh, little pieces on each side. And when I think of the colors that I'm using, I'm normally not a yellow gold person. My sister has a birthday in January, and I feel like she's more of a yellow gold person than I am. So that's why I'm using the garnet and the gold. But when I'm doing this, it's reminding me of like the royal jewels. So I'm just trying to place the different kinds of decals with the garnet, the gold, and I'm adding a few pearls and just trying to mix it up and make it look like something fancy. So I'm doing the same thing to my thumb, the gummy jelly, only on the non-glitter side, and then I'm putting a very thin layer of shiny over that to be sure not to flood the cuticles or get it on the red glitter. And I'm just going to be taking these square gold decals and just line them down this tip. And I just take a look at what I have and take a second to see its geometric shaping and then kind of envision in my head how I would place these things. So, yeah, I mean, if you ever get any idea blocks, I mean creative blocks where you can't figure out what you're gonna do, just take a look back at what it is you're using, what's the geometry of it, what's the color looking like, and just trying to picture how it would look like if you put in this configuration or put it with these colors. So, and it's also a trial by error. So, I definitely wanted to fit in these pearls, but it's more like, oh, where am I going to put them to make them work? And you can put them anywhere. I mean, that's the beauty of designing your own nails and then or jewelry. Like you can put things as it fits in it. So, I'm just fitting these pearls in between those rhinestones here, and it's making it look even more regal than it would have without it. Just to note, I guess I should have said this earlier, but after each nail, I'm curing the nail so I can move on to the next because we laid down the gummy jelly and the shiny and put down the stones, and then to keep them in place, you have to cure it. And this is a no wipe, so after you cure it, there won't be a sticky layer forming on top, which is good for me because I don't want to mess up the sugaring that I did. I think the way that it works anytime is that when you do a sugaring, the moment you're done with your design, depending on what it is you're doing, you always ruin that initial quality of look to it. If you accidentally get any oils on it, or if you wash your hands, you could wash off some of the loose glitter on there. So it's a good thing I always take photos after I just finish a design, because then I can remember it that way. But now on my ring finger, I did the same application with the Gummy Jelly and Shiny, and I'm thinking, okay, let's make a rosette. So it started off using a large centerpiece and flanking that with smaller rhinestones. And it's so different working on natural nails versus artificial, because as you can see, I have less surface to work with. I guess, which is fine, but I'm so used to having so much surface to work with. I can do bigger things, and it's just seemingly, now that I'm even putting these pearls to offset this little floret, it's practically covering my whole nail almost, to where you can barely see the gold flakes that I laid down. So that's the one drawback of not having fake nails, but it still looks good. It's just different, smaller scale. So I mean, at least it makes me like look at them closer. I think with the long nails, you just hold them up, and it's easy to see such a big design, and then with these natural nails, it gets you to look closer at it. I was having a hard time making this design look perfectly circular. I have no idea why I struggled with it, but I made it close enough to be okay for me. I love these pearls. They give it a more elegant look to the design. So now I applied Gummy Jelly and Shiny on my index finger, and we're going to do a similar rosette design, but this time we're going to go with smaller rhinestones. So I put like a smaller sized center rhinestone, and I'm going to flank it with these tinier ones. Use my baller tool to center everything. And then I'm going to be taking these tiny little gold circles, and I'm gonna put some of them around this whole circle beautiful floret thing to act like, oh man, I had the word and it just left me. But it'll look like a setting and like a ring or something. After curing that, I'm going to take my Nourish Cuticle Oil by Gelish, and I'm going to apply this to each of my fingers and then rub it in. And then this is the end result. My Garnet nails. They're so tiny and they're so cute. I love the middle finger. It it really looks like a pendant just hanging. Here's a closer look. That pinky nail is just something else with all those rhinestones covering the whole nail bed of that little pinky. It's a mini Dorothy ruby slipper. And like I said, you can see that glitter, the texture that we put on there with nothing else on it. And hopefully it stays that way for a while. But there you have it. My Garnet January Birthstone Nails. Thank you so much for watching Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. I hope that you love this design as much as I did, and I am looking forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks again. Bye.